Joining us right now, making his way to the ballpark in Seattle, member of the 18-8 Los Angeles Dodgers, is one of our favorites, calling to the program once again. Justin Turner, how are you, Justin?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
I am doing fine. So, what is it like playing this year, Justin? What's it been like for you?
Yeah, it's definitely different. Obviously, a lot of new protocols, a lot of new hoops that we have to jump through to make sure, guys are being safe, guys are taking care of one another and looking out for each other and each other's health. And then, once you get to the ballpark, it's just weird. No fans is tough, man. I knew we had great fans in LA, and I knew we always fed off their energy and what they brought every night, but you don't really realize how much you enjoy playing in front of people until there's no one there. So it's been a weird season so far, for sure.
So, I mean, we at home are hearing sometimes crowd noise get pumped into our feed watching the games. It really is nothing in the stadium at all. They're playing nothing, no music, no walk-up music, or there is sort of that stuff still going on a little bit.
No, that stuff's still happening. They do have crowd noise going. They do have the cardboard cutouts. Like last night, for example, in Seattle. By the way, Seattle, I think, is leading the league in cardboard cutout attendance. The stadium was packed.
Is that right? Is that right?
But in that ninth inning, they cranked up the crowd noise a little bit. Guys in the dugout were joking, saying that we were playing the Seahawks and not the Mariners.
Nice.
But yeah, there's walk-up music, there's crowd noise. They put some stuff on the boards in between innings. Something that the Dodgers have started to do. They've had guys' kids kind of tape, for example, Clayton Kershaw, when they announced the lineups,
yes,
his daughter, Callie, will be pitching today. My daddy, Clayton Kershaw. So they're getting creative with some stuff, but it's still nothing will replace our fans. It's still not the same.
Well, I mean, and then just have you had a conversation? Did Dave Roberts lead it off, or did you and the rest of the locker room and your teammates in your clubhouse have a conversation about when you're not at work, about conducting yourself in a manner that doesn't maybe make vectors of COVID be brought into your world? Did you have that conversation at all as the Dodgers?
Yeah, it's not just a one and done thing. It's an ongoing conversation. We've had several of them, and really, what it comes down to is, being responsible for yourself, being responsible for your teammates, and, trusting that all the guys are making the right decisions. Because even though, you're doing everything right and you're, following all the rules and being compliant, it just takes one guy on the team to not do it. And then, you might see something that happens like the Marlins or, the Cardinals. So it's a constant conversation, constant reminder, be responsible, be smart, make good decisions, don't be selfish. And, it's something that's taking place almost on a daily basis.
Justin Turner of the 18-8 best in the record in baseball, currently Los Angeles Dodgers, calling in from Seattle, making his way to the ballpark right now. Are you dressed in your uniform, or do you dress there still? Or are you going like Little League to the game in your uniform?
No. We go to the park in clothes and get dressed there. The locker rooms are different now. There's kind of an expanded roster, but they're still trying to socially distance us in the locker room. So what you'd see in a locker room now is there's every other locker in the locker room is taken up, and then in the middle of the locker room they brought in like portable metal ones and space guys out in the middle of it. Mm-hmm. So it's a different look in there. Food rooms aren't open anymore. They're kind of taped off, and we have a couple of Dodger employees who are back in the food room, and you have to ask them for anything you want, and they bring it to you. You go in the bathroom. Every other urinal is blocked off. Every other shower head is blocked off. So everything's changed. Everything's different. Going into the ballpark, for example, in Seattle, we have to enter in the ballpark in center field now, and you basically walk outside the entire time through the bullpen, in through left field, and then you go down the dugout up to the clubhouse. They don't let you go inside the building anymore. So a lot of things are different. A lot of things have changed. After the game, we don't eat dinner at the field anymore. We come back to the hotel. Everything's boxed up in a conference room, and you get off the bus, go in the conference room, the hotel, pick up your dinner, and then bring it up to the room and eat by yourself. So a lot of changes.
I bet so. Justin Turner here on the Rich Eisen Show. All right, there's a couple of things I want to hit with you here. First things first, the date of Tuesday, July 28th. Do you remember that day of this year? Justin, do you know what day that is I'm referring to off the top of my head?
I can guess.
Here's a hint. It's Houston. It happened in Houston. You were in Houston that night. You know that date? Does that date ring a bell to you?
Oh, yeah.
Did you know at all what was in Joe Kelly's dome taking the mound that night at all, Justin?
I don't know what's in Joe Kelly's dome any day of the week. So if I'm being quite honest.
Okay. All right.
I do know, Joe's a competitor. I do know that he is notoriously capable of throwing pitches all over the map. I think they actually hired him as the guy that drilled the bull in Bull Durham. I have no idea what he was thinking, what was going through his head that night. Obviously, a lot of stuff happened.
Yes.
That's all behind us now. But
yes, indeed. But you're a smart guy. You're a perceptive guy. I assume you in the dugout or you were standing out on the field. You're beginning to piece stuff together, right? You're beginning to piece.
Yeah, I was out at third base. Yes. And during the Correa at bat, I think Brantley was on second, and then after he struck him out, Brantley was running the third. I've played against Mike for a long time, and he came over, and we were kind of talking while all that stuff was going down. And I wasn't really in the middle of it. I was just kind of sitting back, like watching. A lot of times those things, everyone's just kind of running their mouth and jawing, and nothing really happens. So there wasn't ever really anything to get too excited about at that point.
So basically, from your third base position, you did not see the facial expression that Kelly delivered leaving the mound, I imagine, till after the game, right? Or did you have a good view of that one, Justin?
No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it at all. I didn't hear it. It is pretty quiet in there. You can hear a lot of stuff. I know the entire inning, their whole dugout was all over Joe, yelling. I think Dusty was calling him a skinny-ass MFer the whole inning, and from the top step. So there was a lot of John going on their side before any of this stuff even happened. And I think if you listen to the John Boy video, you can actually hear Dusty yelling at him in it. So it wasn't just Joe there. And I know Dusty went on and said that Joe antagonized it, but they were all over him the whole inning.
So I mean, what happened though after the inning in the dugout in the clubhouse afterwards? Did this in some way, shape, or form bring you guys even closer together? Do you think as a team? I understand this is a sensitive subject because nobody wants a baseball in the head. We understand that, but there's a very large bridge and there's a ton of water under it. You do have 2 more games against Houston coming up in September in just a couple of weeks. So. Did this at all bring you guys, in a more cohesive manner together, do you think?
Yeah, anytime something like that happens, I think it brings the guys, closer together. And, we've had a few incidences this year come up. And, when you see that guys have each other's backs and they're, standing shoulder to shoulder, supporting one another, I think it's huge for team chemistry, if you believe in team chemistry or not, but those things do help teams come together, and we've been playing pretty good baseball since then. So,
and just a last question on this subject here: did you see Trevor Bauer's shoes that he was planning on wearing in Major League Baseball? Apparently, told him if he wore it, he would not be able to play in the game. He'd be ejected and potentially suspended or fined. Have you seen this, Justin?
Yeah, I did see those shoes, and that's another guy that's not scared to speak his mind, speak his opinion. And personally, I thought the shoes were great. There's the T-shirts are going around all over the place. The Free Joe Kelly hashtag all over social media. I mean, I don't think they were supposed to lighten the shoe rules this year, and you could wear whatever you want, put whatever message you want. And apparently, unless it offends Rob Manfred, you can put whatever you want.
Well, I guess so. Your piece of metal shoes is not going to be worn. Is that what you're saying? this year?
Yeah, I'm still working on those. I'm trying to find the right shoe artist so we can get that thing down.
I bet so, man. I bet so. Justin Turner here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, and the other subject is sensitive to my friend who's across the way here, Chris Brockman, who's from the New England area, loves the Boston Red Sox. So please do not hold back in your answer whatsoever. I really want your unvarnished opinion of Mookie Betts as a teammate and what he's brought to your team, Justin.
Oh, man, he is everything advertised and then some. His appetite for getting better and working and not taking things for granted is off the charts, probably better than anyone I've ever played with. It's almost funny, being in the cage with him before the game and watching him work. And it's like every swing he takes, he finds something wrong with it. He's constantly tinkering, and he's a perfectionist. And I think that's what makes him so great. And since he's been bumped up to the leadoff spot, our offense has really taken off, and he's a game changer. He can set the tone from the first pitch. What he does in right field, he's everywhere in right field. I feel like there's four Mookie Betts standing out in right field. It seems like every ball that goes up, he's camped under it somehow, and just a great guy. Great conversations with teammates, helping guys out. I know he's had a lot of conversations. There's been a lot talked about with him and Austin Barnes, and Barnes, he's playing really good right now. So, he's just a guy that you want to have on your team, and I think LA is very, very fortunate to have him for the next, 12 years.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Seager who was on the receiving end of that throw in Arizona from the corner that he threw on a total dart on the line, right? It wasn't you who received that from third base, if I'm not mistaken.
I only received the credit for it, but no, it wasn't me.
Okay, I mean,
it was Seager.
When you're watching that though in real time, I mean, what in the hell is that? You want to talk about freakish ability? That is unbelievable what he was able to do from right field.
I got the chance to play with Yasiel Puig, who obviously has a tremendous throwing arm, and I was on the receiving end of his throw in Colorado when Trevor Story tried to stretch the triple, and he threw the ball from the right field wall essentially in the air to third. And that was Mookie's throw was comparable for me. He's going to his left, up against the wall, spins, and fires a dot right on third base. Just incredible. I mean, he's a freak athlete. He's a perfectionist. I think everything that he does, he's really good at. I mean, he's a 2 handicap golfer.
Oh, no, he's not. Come on, no.
10 300 games, bowling. I mean, everything he does, he excels at. He's good. So nothing. I don't think anything's going to surprise me.
He's a 7-tool player? Is that what you're saying?
I think it's like 12. I don't know. I mean, it's unbelievable. And then, to have the ability, he's got 6 3-home run games in his career. That's just absurd. I mean,
that is absurd.
You're a freak. You got to be a freak to do that.
Well, look, Justin, I know you just had a milestone hit of your own 1,000th career hit. Congratulations on that. Before I let you go, you and your wife, Courtney, have the Justin Turner Foundation together, helping a ton of people in Southern California. I'll give you the floor on that, what you're up to, how people can get involved, please.
We're always trying to do what we can and give back to the city of LA. Obviously, they've done so much for me in my career, and our main beneficiary is the Dream Center of Los Angeles. They have a ton of great programs going on over there, but the ones that we work closely with are, the homeless veterans program. They have a men's floor and a women's home, getting homeless veterans off the street, helping them make that brutal transition back into everyday life. And they just reopened their food line again with LA Unified School District not opening back up. There's a lot of families in Los Angeles who depend on that hot meal program that aren't going to have it because the schools aren't open. So, we've worked with local businesses, local restaurants, ordered food, done some deals, got some food donated that goes up there, and families can drive through the line and pick up hot meals for 3 or 4 hours a day. So there's always good stuff going on up there. They're great people, great leaders. Pastor Matthew Barnett runs it, and we're happy to be partnered up with them and helping our community in as many ways as we can. And if you want to donate to the foundation, you can go to justinturnerfoundation.com, and all the information's on there.
Justin, I really appreciate our chats. You've always been good to call into the show, whether it's the playoffs or now obviously the regular season in a unique campaign, to say the least. I greatly appreciate it. And what I'd like to do, maybe to help the calls here, is my sound engineer from New Jersey, Mike Del Tufo. I'm going to make a cardboard cutout of him and put it in Dodger Stadium, just for so the Rich Eisen Show is part of what's going on in Dodger Stadium. Okay.
Hey, listen, we've led the league in attendance every year. We can't lose on the cardboard attendance this year. So throw it in there.
I will do it.
I'm in.
Trust me. This is. By the way, it's happening. I'm not kidding. This is going to happen. So Justin, keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for that.
All right, I will.
We'll chat soon. Thanks again.
Okay, thanks, Rich.
You got it. That's Justin Turner. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.